When the world feels like it's falling apart, most people panic. Investors sell everything. The news cycle goes absolutely nuclear, and fear becomes the controlling force for a majority of individuals, but not disciplined investors. Those are the ones that build generational wealth, just like you and I. We do the exact opposite. So today I'm going to give you the complete apocalyptic investment strategy. We are not talking about fear mongering. We're not looking at doomsday prep. We are looking at a structured, repeatable system. And we talk a lot about systems that will allow you to grow wealth in any economic environment, especially into the worst ones. So before we get into this, I want to give a big shout out to Justin for giving me the idea for this video. It is pretty interesting. So section number 1 breaks down the crisis is not the expectation, it is the default. When we look at a majority of investors and why investors in generally fail, it's because they still believe chaos is very unusual. When we start breaking down the last 25 years, it has been incredible. Think of 9/11, the dot-com crash, the great financial crisis, global pandemic, inflation has spiked, tech layoffs, banks have failed. We have seen wars, AI disruption, 20 plus separate S&P 500 corrections. And if you zoom out, you'll realize that the world is always in some sort of crisis mode. Something is going on somewhere in the world. So instead of predicting or trying to think of where the next crisis is going to be, so smart investors will build a portfolio that will really expect chaos and still grow through all of it. That is what the apocalyptic strategy really does look at. So anti-fragile assets is the first thing that don't just survive the downturns, they actually become a lot more valuable during those downturns. When we start looking at some of these high quality dividend payers in a crisis, companies remain very stable because there is a really strong need. We are talking about food, utility, healthcare, communications, household extensions. Even through everything, dividends provide cash flow, even when stocks are falling, even when prices are falling. Reinvesting dividends historically account for over 40% of total market returns, which is pretty incredible. A lot of people also turn, and we've seen it right now, to gold and precious metals. It is really an insurance policy. Gold tends to rise when there is really institution trust really falters or fails. It won't make you rich, but it is going to protect your buying power in the entirety. And a lot of people, like we've seen even through the pandemic, short-term treasuries, when markets get really bloody, liquidity can dry up in a lot of different places. Short-term T-bills will give you stability and also firepower for any buying opportunities that present themselves. The first pillar of protection for you while the world is shaking. Now, the second pillar we get into, owning the future through broad exposure. During chaos, innovation doesn't stop. People do not stop developing. Your strategy must include assets that are really going to be able to capture long-term market growth. We are talking about broad market index funds, simple, most powerful wealth building tool. Market always recovers 100% of the time historically. We have never seen it stay down and stay down forever. Sector leaders, when we start thinking about the dominant players that we have within different sectors, AI and machine learning, this is absolutely on fire right now. Cloud and semiconductors. I'm really looking at cybersecurity, healthcare, biotech, energy infrastructure, robotics, automation. Regardless of this and however the economy does, crisis really can shake out the weak and leave only the strong players standing around. You want to make sure that you build your own survival and you're doing it early. Now, the third pillar we're looking at is building a cash reserve. Cash is not trash. It gives you optionality. The old saying is cash is absolutely king, which is good for some parts, but not always true. Just because cash is a very big depreciating asset, most investors get destroyed because they're 100% invested. They do not have any dry powder. They do not have anything that is in that emergency fund. And when something happens, they really see a big downturn. Now, wealthy people think about it a little bit differently. They roughly hold 10 to 30% in cash or very short-term bonds or CDs. If there's a market drop 10, 15, 20%, great companies will fall for no fault of their own. Panic selling can really increase, and we can see price mismatches on some of these ETFs. You don't need to time the bottom, and that's not what it is about, timing the market. You just need to be ready when everyone else is scared. It is creating generational wealth through the investment strategy. Now, pillar number 4, automation during chaos. Emotions kill returns. Let me say that one more time, guys. Emotions will kill returns. Automation will save you from yourself. So when we start looking at setting up automation automate weekly, monthly investing like we do through dollar cost averaging, automate those retirement accounts, automate dividend reinvestments, having cash set on the sideline, and having the ability to buy. Automation will build your wealth while your emotions are going to try to sabotage you. Disciplined investors remove emotions. This is so important, and I wish I knew this 20 years ago. When it comes to the emotional investing, emotion doesn't come with logic. You have to use logic, you have to stay consistent, and really the inconsistent investor reacts emotionally, and that is not how you want to see it. Now, pillar number 5, diversify beyond the stock market. In a true apocalyptic market, you need more of diversification when it comes to a portfolio. You also need income diversification. We have talked about this a lot. When you look at a side business, a digital product, a course you're selling, rental income, YouTube or content creation, consulting, freelance, dividends, interest, you need to diversify your income stream to where if by chance a 9-to-5 job goes away, you are still self-sufficient. If one income stream gets absolutely squeezed, you have another one that you can either step up or keep the stability in there. And of course, guys, if you haven't went ahead and subscribed to the channel, now is the perfect time to do it. This protection and will protect your lifestyle and accelerate your investing capacity when you start looking at bigger picture. Pillar number 7, build personal anti-fragility. Money isn't the only thing you need to survive chaos. You need to survive as well. Really trying to focus on some of those skills and increasing your earning potential and your earning power in the marketplace can really make a big difference. Creating and having strong financial habits, writing them down, making sure you have a list of what exactly you're focusing on, staying out of consumer debt. When we start looking at the biggest way to absolutely crush your financial future and crush your wealth, it is consumer debt. It is that high interest debt that eats up your ability to actually invest in the market and build a plan that can really be financial responsibility. And of course, keep your expenses flexible. This means that you can kind of increase and decrease as you need to. If you set too high with fixed expenses, looking at your mortgage cost, your car payment cost, all of those reoccurring monthly expenses that are so high that you're living paycheck to paycheck, something is going to break, something is going to give, and you want it to be on your terms with your choice. And of course, investing consistently, regardless of the headlines. Right now, for the last 6 months, everyone has been focused on AI and the boom, the bubble, the bust, whatever you want to call it that's going on. And the market just continues to be super resilient and moving up and up and up as we continue to see it. So when you're personally stable, you are able to make a lot better financial decisions. When you make better decisions, you're more likely to build that long-term wealth that we're looking for. No matter what is happening around you, you can continue to generate and build wealth. So when we start looking at the apocalyptic investment strategy, it isn't about expecting the end and knowing that it's coming. It's about being strong enough and knowing that nothing can break you as an individual. So be prepared when that chaos does come with opportunity. Your automation and automating everything so fear doesn't stop you and you're not paralyzed at all. You diversify for your family's future to protect in any environment we see coming. So if you want to live with discipline, if you want that financial confidence, if you want to build a legacy regardless of what the world throws at you, subscribe to the channel, guys, because that's exactly what we're building here. One smart decision at a time, trying to get you right here to this debt-free journey on this side. And guys, again, if you like the content that I'm putting out, definitely subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.